Fine. So in the yesterday's session, like the system got rebooted automatically, so that is the reason. So unexpectedly, the session was ended. So that was the issue. I think just we're done up to here in the last session. We'll just continue from physical year calendar definition. We'll go. I think just this task also we completed. Physical year also we defined. So we have to continue from asset calendar. So before we go and create the asset calendar, we have to verify how the period naming convention we have in our accounting calendar, right? The depreciation calendar period name should be same as accounting calendar, otherwise we cannot interface the depreciation all the data from FA to GL. So if these period names are not matching, we can say the FA implementation is failed. So quickly we'll go and verify what is the period naming convention we have for our accounting calendar periods. That is created by system. Anyway, we'll go and cross check. So search for accounting calendar. So just click on manage accounting calendars. So name is Google. Just click on edit.
Hello, Lakshman.
Yeah.
Just one quick update. Actually, 23rd video is missing. I sent couple of mails also. Just this is for your information. Whenever I free, please upload.
We uploaded all the videos. We'll see in the end of the session. Okay.
No, yeah, 23rd video, 23rd May.
We'll see in the end of the session. We'll discuss on that. If any issues, we uploaded everything. If anything is missing, we'll see. Okay, fine. So this is a period naming convention we have. Okay. So the period name that the first letter is uppercase, and this is how we have a period format. The same format we have to use in our depreciation calendar also. Right. We'll go and do that. So here just with any one of the tasks you can go and verify. You can see all the tasks in the sequence. I'll just search with the accounting calendar, asset calendar. So task is manage asset calendars. Just click on create. Fine. Let's say create. So we can give the name as Google depreciation calendar. Okay, it's taking only limited characters. So depreciation calendar. Select physical year name, whatever we created. So Google fiscal. So periods per year. So 12 periods. And up to this information we have to save to define the periods, or just we can proceed, no issues. We'll create one period and we'll save, then automatically system will create, just we have to give the naming. So period name, So we'll create the periods from 2017 onwards. So this is how we should have a naming format for period, say 17. And this period start date and end date, month, date and year. Month, date and year. So John 1st 17, it ends with John 31st 17. This is a this period date range. Save up to this. Now click on add. So just you have to give the name, say Feb, and click on add. Automatically system will add suffix since your period suffix is selected as fiscal. March. For 1 year we have to provide the period name. From the next year onwards, automatically whenever you click on add, it will be adding the period name also. Okay, the same logic works in EBS also, but that is a form where just we use the down arrow, automatically system will create the periods. For first year we have to provide the name, right? So just have to click on add. So May, say June. July. August. September. So we have to just make sure that the same period format we are following same as accounting calendar. So October. Say November. December. Just save up to December. Just you have to give the names up to December, then save it. Save these records. From now, if you click on add row, it will just keep adding, including the period name. John 18, it will create, then Feb 18. Just create up to December 18. We may create for future years also. Just create it. Okay, fine. Up to December 18, we periods are enough to test any scenario. So done. Say save and close. Okay, now the next task is prorate convention. We'll just go and create the prorate convention. So just click on done. So task is manage prorate conventions. Just click on go to task icon. Say create. So you can give the name as Google full month. So we want to just define the prorate convention, which will calculate the depreciation for entire month. That could be beginning of the asset or end of retirement of asset. When you place asset in the service or when you retire the asset from service, so the rule which you want to keep as full month. Use a reference data set. You can go with a common set. And select physical year name, Google physical year. Now just click on add. So if you place the asset in the service in between Jan 1st 16 to Jan 31st 16, between these dates which are belongs to a specific month, system has to calculate the depreciation from when? It has to start from 1st Jan 1st 16. That means it has to calculate for full month. So just give that prorate date from which date onwards system has to calculate depreciation. Then just keep hitting on this add, automatically system will add the periods for the periods and the date ranges including the prorate convention for all the periods. So make sure that you are creating these up to 2018. Just keep hitting on this add icon. Okay, fine enough up to December 2018. Say save and close. Fine, just we're done with that. The prorate calendar, since we are using the full month prorate convention, we can use the depreciation calendar itself as a prorate calendar. Now we'll go and create the asset book, or say corporate book. So here is a task called as manage asset books. Click on go to task icon and just say create. Just click on create. So name is Google corporate book. The same you can copy and paste. Here we have to provide the name in the uppercase. I'll give the name as corp. Say corporate. Okay. So book class is yes corporate book and associate ledger with this corporate book to record the transactions and finally to send the data to specific ledger. So Google USA primary ledger. Select our depreciation calendar. So Google depreciation calendar. You can use the same for prorate calendar also. Prorate convention purpose. You can use prorate calendar. Let's say current period. So June 18. Set this default account. Select company. Department. So not sure some default account is there or not. Just I'll pick this account. Okay. So here we'll just use some default account. I guess like in this value set we don't have some default one to use here. So I picked one random account. So here also you can provide the relevant account. We have to pick the specific net book value, retained gain account, loss account, proceeds of sale, gain, loss, and clearing, removal, gain, loss. So we have to use the select the respective account, but for now for testing you can use any one of the random account. That won't create any issues, and we are not going to analyze the balances with the respective accounts also. It's all about just testing the process. So here, just for practice, we may use any account that will support. Fine, done. Just provide required accounts. Then here we have a reference data groups. So all these reference data set codes you can use as a common. You can use as a common. Everything everywhere we are using common. Just select common. Let it fetch the same value. Just 1 second. Yep. So now you can just copy that. Go to next reference data object. Paste it. Then go to next one. That's how you can.
I'm muted.
Just the same. So use common. So you can go with enterprise set also, but if you want to use enterprise set, so make sure that for all the FA related definitions you are using the same. Since we are using from beginning common for all the definitions, so we want to proceed with the common, that's all. Or you can create your own and that you can use for all the definitions. So done. And say allow ledger posting. So we'll be transferring this data from FA to GA. So say save and close. So we're done with the corporate book definition, and we'll create the tax book after some time when we just work on the concept called as mass copy functionality. Okay, we require a tax book at the time we'll define. For now, we'll keep this status as a pending. We are not creating it now. Now we'll go and create the asset category. Okay, so go to asset categories task. Let's scroll little down. You could see the task called as manage asset categories. Just click on go to task icon. Say create. The category name. So we created values for major and minor categories, right? So the major category values, Google Buildings, select the minor category value. we created two values, right? Out of that one, we can select, say, Google office buildings. You can write the description saying that, say, office buildings. So category and ownership, everything we can accept the same. And this category we require in which corporate book or tax book. Anyway, we didn't create any tax book. Now it's all about corporate book. So this category required in which book, that you have to assign this category to that book. Click on assign category to book. Click on admins, assigning category to specific book and providing the book specific information for this category. So select our corporate book, Google Corporate. And we have to set up all the minimum mandatory accounts. So asset cost. So select billing account. We can just fill directly. Just tab out. It's not take. Fine. Account, choose billing related account. Say billings and improvements. Select project account value. So instance is little bit slow today. Fine, just take this code combination, just say okay, and what we can do is the same code combination you can copy and paste for other mandatory code combinations, and we'll change the account. So here we should select asset clearing account, which system will use it for verification purpose when you do the mass additions, right? So select account called as asset clearing account. Just say okay. And same copy and paste the same code combination. So here we require billing depreciation expense account. So select it. Search for depreciation account. It's not responding. Say contains. Search for depreciation account. So we need account for building, depreciation, building and improvements. Just say okay. And say okay. Okay. So we can select the depreciation reserve account. So no issues. I'm copying the same. So other accounts are optional when we test this CIP asset creation capitalization. At the time we'll provide these accounts. Now these are not mandatory. Now go to default rules. Okay, go to default rules where we can set asset depreciation method and all. Okay, just go to default rules, click on add. So when you compare with EBS, setups remain same, but there we do everything in the category creation across the tabs. Here the user interface is slightly they're given different. So select depreciation method. So we'll go with the straight line depreciation. It's very slow today. See, we'll go with say is not blank. When you select is not blank, it will display all. This also say is not blank. The name and description is not blank means it will display all the declaration methods. This is applicable for any search. So you can select any one of the method, no issues. And select lifetime. Select prorate convention and retirement convention. Same prorate convention you can use for retirement convention also. So done. Now say save and close. So we created asset category that we associated with our corporate book. Done. Now we have to assign the roles to user related to fixed assets. Go to security console. Go to user. And role. So username is Google, right? Just click on edit. Say add role. So assign role called as asset accountant. Say assign. So that. Now we have to assign the corporate book to this role. Go to data access for users task. Okay, seems to only like that fixed assets domain is bit slow. Okay, in Fusion what they did is for each and every application they are maintaining the separate. I mean domain in the sense is your server. Application wise they are managing the servers in cloud environment. Fine. Now you can directly go to search and the task name is data access for users. The rest of everything is working. So normal, right? Click on add. So username is Google. The role which we assign to our user is asset accountant. And security contest is asset book. Asset book. The name is Google Corporate. So we are assigning the corporate book to our user specific role called asset accountant. So save and close. Now we have to submit the LDAP job. Just click on done. So go to ESS job page by using the task called as schedule processes. Click on schedule new process. Job name is LDAP. Select. So okay. And say submit. Fine. So it may take some time to complete that synchronization process. Done. Done. So there we know like there is no concept of opening and closing the periods as a separate task. It's all about running the depreciation and calculating the depreciation and closing the current period and opening the next period. The same logic is remain how we use in EBS. We'll go and just give a trial like if it is going to work okay or else we'll wait for some time and we'll proceed. Just go to navigator. Yeah. So fixed assets, under that you can see these two tasks. One is assets, other one is asset inquiry. Just click on assets task. It got synchronized, but still anything is pending. Anyway, it won't allow us to create the assets. The synchronization is pending. So yes, it is allowing and we are able to access our corporate book. Fine. So now the first activities, we'll see how to create the manual additions. So when we talk about manual additions in EBS, we have a quick additions and a detail additions, right? Quick and detail. If you go to asset workbench form, there you can find two tabs. One is additions, the other one is quick addition. Additions means detail additions, quick additions means same quick addition. But here you don't have a naming convention as a quick and detail. It's all about the information which you provide. If you provide the basic information, that is a quick addition. If you are going to provide detailed information, that is detail addition. That's how we have to define based on the record which you create. Okay, go to task list, say add asset. So system is defaulting our corporate book and asset type is capitalized. Select category. So major categories: Google buildings, and minor category values, office buildings, right? So with this combination already we created a category. Now system will accept this combination. Say okay. Now provide the description for this as a definition. Say building 1. So cost for this building. So say 10 lakhs. The number of units, one or you may change. You can update it and provide expense account. So this account is defaulting from category. Rest of segment values we have to provide. Company, department, okay, project value if it is applicable. Otherwise you may keep some dummy value that you may choose it. Just say okay and provide location for this asset. Select country. Select any values just to fill this location. That will work. Select any values, no issues. Because we didn't create, we can go with any value. So billing is not applicable since we are defining billing. This may not be within the billing. Just you may fill some value, or else you can define value as a none that you can select whenever the asset location is not belongs to a specific billing location. Say okay. So now with this information, if you say submit, system will create asset which is equal to quick addition in case of EBS. But if you want to go with the detailed addition process, what you have to do is you have to click on next. If you click on submit, based on this basic information, system will create the asset. And if you want to add some other details also, you have to click on next. Just click on next. You can see that process. So system will allow us to add additional information. Okay, you may just enter some manufacturer number or a model number or some other details if it is applicable depending on which asset you are creating. Okay, so all these are additional descriptive details you can enter as a part of detail addition process. You may just tag this asset with any one of the asset key. Anyway, that is optional. You may select specific asset key. If it is applicable, but here it's not required, just selecting the value. Done. You may provide the employee assignments. Okay, done. Now you can say submit. Now system will create the asset. So this is all about manual asset creation. Okay, by following the quick or detail. Quick means in the first pop-up itself, what are the details you provide. Based on that, if you submit, that falls under quick addition. And if you click on next, it will allow us to add some descriptive information that is nothing but detail additions. So we submit it and we'll go and find the asset. Go to asset inquiry. Select task called as asset inquiry. And here our corporate book is defaulting. Click on search to find out the assets in this corporate book. So one asset, this is asset number. The asset belongs to Google corporate book and the book related details. The asset related details in the specific book. The financial information and depreciation information. We didn't calculate any depreciation for this asset, right? So depreciation information, all you could see. But just we created asset. After running the depreciation, we'll go through these details. Okay, done. Just we created asset by using the manual additions. Now we'll see how to do the asset creation by using the spreadsheet ADFDA. We have seen in the payables and receivables applications, the payables we created asset from spreadsheet, receivables we created receipts from the spreadsheet. The same way in fixed assets we can create assets by using the spreadsheet. So this functionality anyway it's available from the EBS. In EBS also we can create assets by using the WebADA. So the same WebADA function they given as ADFDA functionality. Now we'll see how to create the asset by using ADFDA. That's a spreadsheet. So go to task list. Say add asset in spreadsheet. Yes, we want to create asset within this corporate book and capitalized asset we want to create. Say OK. Say open. Say connect. And provide login credentials. Just click on skip. Fine. So just provide any one of the line number for interface process purpose. So this is our corporate book. Asset type is capitalized. Q status is new. And description, say billing to. Select categories. The category values for major and minor. So major category values, Google buildings, and minor category values, office buildings. Fine. Say OK. Just click on OK. So date placed in service. Date placed in service, we can go with the today's date, 18. Cost of asset, say $2 lakhs. Number of units, 1. And you can specify the location for asset. Just double click. Just click on search and select the values for country, city. Country. Select any value. Say OK. asset assignment we did. So other details here we have to provide depreciation expense account. Double click. So you just double click in the company field or any segment related field. Only setup part it's a bit slow. That means FSM. Select depreciation expense account. So depreciation, building and do improvements. Select and say OK and select project. Say OK. Clearing account, you can ignore it, it's not mandatory, as you may provide it. So account is asset clearing. Fine. So other details, depreciate, say yes. Anyway, that information system can fetch from category, right? So completely optional information. Then that's all. So now what we can do is go to create asset additions and say submit. Okay, if you submit, this will be submitted to FA master interface. So here we given all the details. If you set the queue status to post, directly you can say post, so that this directly system will create as asset. So let it be as new. So we'll go and perform the post mass addition from the application. You can say submit. This data will be submitted to mass addition interface tables. Say OK. Say OK. Done. So status is row inserted successfully. That means row is inserted into interface table. Now we'll go to the interface tables. Okay, from there we'll perform the post mass additions. So in case of EBS, what we do, we go to prepare mass additions. If we take the prepare mass additions navigation, from that window we can see all the lines which are available in the interface. So here, those lines which are available in the interface, those you can see in this section. Additions as incomplete. Otherwise, here you have a task called as prepare source lines. This is equal to prepare mass additions. The mass additions based on some source lines information only we prepare. The line information, the lines will come from specific source. So that's how we'll do the prepare mass addition. Equal to prepare mass additions. Here we have prepare source lines, and before that the line information will come here as incomplete information. You just refresh, you should get into that section. Then take the navigation, say assets. So you could see this incomplete. There is one incomplete line information in the interface level. Okay. So now we have to just post it. If you want to post it, what you have to do, you have to change the queue status from new to post, and all the required details already be given in the spreadsheet itself, right? So now what we can do is just you can click on this, I mean the incomplete status. So only one line is incomplete. Then select that record, select that asset line, then go to actions and say edit. Change the queue status from new to post. So already required information we given, right? Category we given, description, cost, everything we given through spreadsheet. If you want to associate with the employee, you can add here. Even through spreadsheet also you can do it. If you want to specify the asset key for this asset, you may provide any one of the asset key if it is applicable. Otherwise, ignore it. And say OK. Then say save and close. So we updated required information. Primarily we changed the queue status from new to post. Now you could see the status of line is ready to post. When system shows ready to post, if you notice here, see, so system is showing ready to post, and here the same line you could see here the tabs are prepare all, merge, add to asset, split. You don't see some tab which is related to posting. So when you see any line status as ready to post, you have to click on that status and it will allow us to post. Just click on the status. So when you click on the status, it is showing, it is adding the tab called as post all. Only this is the one we have to post. Select and say post all. Now this line will be submitted for post mass additions. This will get converted as a asset definition. Just switch from asset workbench to asset inquiry. Now click on search. You should be able to see two assets. So building 2 also created, which we created through spreadsheet just now. 2 lakhs, right? 2 lakhs. So this is how just you can create the assets using spreadsheet. So this we done. Fine. So mass additions, merge, split, we'll see. I think in this environment, payables is not configured with all the setups. I'll keep that by keep it ready by tomorrow. So in the tomorrow session we can work on these concepts which are related to integration, AP integration. Now we'll see CAP asset creation and capitalization. So if you want to create the CAP asset, you have to make sure that we have CAP accounts in the category. Right, we'll go and provide CAP cost and CAP clearing accounts in the specific category, in which category you want to create the CAP asset. Go to FSM or project. So go to asset category. So manage asset categories. Just click on go to task icon. The category name is Google. Okay, fine. Instead of description, what we given, I think office buildings we given. Instead of going with that search, what you can do is you select book. How many categories are associated with this book? You can find it. Our category we assign to this book only, right? So search with the corporate book so that you can find the categories which are associated with this. Yes, this is our category. So select and click on edit. Scroll little down and provide CAP cost under CAP clearing accounts. Otherwise, you cannot create CAP asset by using this category, right? Go to CAP cost account. So FSM, a function setup manager domain is little bit slow today. So server is slow. So select CAP as cost account. Just click on LOV. Just click on search. Say CAP and search. It's 15930. Okay, fine. So these two accounts we have to update in specific category. In which category you want to create the CAP assets. Done. Now we'll go and create the CAP asset. Okay, we'll create the CAP asset and we'll see how to capitalize it. So just go to task list, say add asset. Select asset type as a CIP and select category. In which category we have CIP accounts. Just directly search. We have only one category combination only. Say okay. Provide description. Building 3. Since we are creating CIP asset, the cost entry is not applicable if you create directly from FA. We know like if you are going to bring that lines from the other sources, say payables or project costing, so in that case even CIP definition can hold the asset cost. But here directly in FA you cannot do it. So units and provide expense account. Say okay. And provide location for this asset. So pick any one of the value. So that. So now you can just click on submit. System will create the CIP asset definition without cost. If you want to update the cost later by using the source lines, you can update the cost, or else now itself if you want to add the cost to this CIP asset, what you can do is go click on next. You may provide asset key, or else you can ignore it. So to add the cost to the CIP asset, just click on expand this financial details. Within the financial details, you have a source lines. In case of EBS, you see the tab, right? Separate tab in the asset workbench level. Through that you can do it. Equal to that, here we have a source lines. Go to source lines. Here you can add the cost to this CIP asset before you convert as a capitalized asset. So line amount, say 5 lakhs. Just enter 5 lakhs. That's all. You can say submit. Okay, we created one CIP asset. If you want to find, you can find from the asset inquiry. Click on search. Now you should be able to see 3 assets. 2 are capitalized, 1 is CIP. Now we'll convert this CIP asset to capitalized. The CIP asset will convert into capitalized asset. So to perform that, go to asset workbench by clicking on assets task and go to task list and click on capitalize CIP assets. And click on search. You can find if any CIP asset is available in this book. So you have this building 3. Okay, click on capitalize. And which date you want to capitalize. So and so date, today's date. Just click on done. Now go to asset inquiry. Click on search. You could see that third asset also has a capitalized. Earlier this building 3 we could see as a CIP, now it's a capitalized asset. So that's all about CIP assets. Fine. Now we'll just go and run the depreciation. Or else- Find these and all. Or else- Okay, no issues that we can see. It's already 7:30. So okay, we'll just work on these concepts in tomorrow's session, like asset creating asset lines in AP interface into FA, converting as asset lines, and we'll just merge, split, and other concepts, whatever we have as a part of assets. Okay, so any questions on today's session, please?